Hey, good morning everybody, it's Ian Goulding here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and use subdomains in GoDaddy. Very simple indeed. But just before I go into a demonstration, just a few notes here, a few pointers. Obviously, to use a subdomain you need to purchase your own domain name, and you can do that again from GoDaddy. The domain name I tend to use for my subdomains is workwiththegouldings.com. Okay, what is a subdomain? Well, if you look at two examples here, it's pretty obvious which is the easier to remember. Is it cj.workwiththegouldings.com, or is it iSuccessFormula.com/Chris/?ID equals blah 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 blah? It's pretty obvious. So why would you use a subdomain? Well, as we've just seen, to simplify your website URL, if you were communicating that, if you were verbally communicating that perhaps to somebody, they've got a much better chance of remembering this one here as opposed to the second one. You can also use a subdomain to mask the URL you are redirecting to. Okay, so in this example here, if people enter that URL, cj.workwiththegouldings.com, they will end up on this website. Okay, now perhaps you won't want to show them where they've ended up, in which case you can mask the URL, which means when they get to this page, iSuccess Formula page, they will still see cj.workwiththegouldings.com in the address bar. If you don't mask it, even though you enter that URL, you will see this URL in the address bar when you get to the page. Okay, and to link to a specific page on your website, you would use a subdomain maybe. So if your website comprised 10 different pages, one of those was perhaps an About Me page, you could set up a subdomain saying aboutme.workwiththegouldings.com. Alright, so just a little bit of introductory information there. So how do you set up a subdomain? Very easy. Let's go and have a look. So when you log into your GoDaddy account, this is the page you come to, and as I'm talking subdomains here, I'm going to launch the domains. Okay, and then it gives you a list of the domains that you own. Okay, so I'm going to find Work with the Gouldings, which is the bottom one here, and I'm going to click that. And it takes you to this page here. Okay, and if you look down here, you're looking for forwarding. Okay, you're looking for forwarding here. Subdomains. I've got 22 subdomains which I've forwarded. Okay, so you click on Manage. Sorry about this message coming up all the time. I probably need to upgrade my my laptop at some stage. Okay, it takes you to the forwarding and masking page here. All you're simply going to do is you're going to add subdomain forwarding, and you're going to choose a subdomain. Okay, and let's use the examples we were just looking at in my notes there. So I'm going to use CJ. Okay, subdomain needs to be a minimum of 2 characters. I don't know if there's a maximum, but obviously it doesn't need to mean anything to anybody else apart from yourself. You need to know what it is and be able to recognize what that actually subdomain means to you and where it's going off to. Okay, so I come back to my notes. Let's copy this. Okay, iSuccess Formula. So Control C to copy that. Let's go back to GoDaddy. I'm going to copy it in here. So Control V to paste it in there. It was actually HTTPS, and it's permanent. And here's where you get your 2 options. You can forward it only, which means that it's this address that will appear in your address bar, or if you want to mask it so that people don't know where they've actually arrived at, you forward with masking, and that's what I'm going to do here. You click on Add at the bottom there, you click on Save, It says here, your request has been submitted, changes may take a few moments to take effect. Very occasionally I've found that it's taken a while for actually this to be set up and filtered through, but normally within a few moments it's done. So if I go into this now, I'll take a chance, otherwise I'll have to pause the video, but let's put in what I just set up, cj.workwiththegouldings.com. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, it's not been set up yet. Let me just pause the video, and then I'll come back, and as soon as it's done, I'll come back and show you actually what the results were. Okay guys, so if I now go into what I just set up, which was cj.workwiththegouldings.com, it now goes through to the page I want it to go through to, but as you can see up here in the URL bar, it's showing cj.workwiththegouldings.com and not the iSuccess formula blah 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 blah. Okay, so guys, simple as that. Hope that's been helpful to you. It's a really effective way of avoiding perhaps having to buy multiple domain names. You can actually set up to 200 subdomains within a single domain. So hopefully that's useful, guys. I'll look forward to catching up with you on the next video. Take care now.